Hey everyone, it's Andy from Chronically Healthy Life. If you've been following me, you can see I've been blowing up my socials with a lot of posts, a lot of things, a lot of exciting things happening in our life, in our community's life, in the people we work with, in our network. And, it's been a while since I did a Facebook Live. It's actually cooled down a little bit today, so I figure I can get a little walk around the lake. Beautiful lake here, by the way. Anyways, like I said, my name's Andy. For those that haven't seen me, I am a functional longevity expert, certified in functional nutrition, and of course a biohacker longevity expert. And, it's funny, what started 12, 13 years ago now for me as a journey to just heal my body where, the allopathic medicine have failed me, being in chronic pain for over 15, 20 years, led me down this path towards holistic healing. That was 12, 13 years ago where, I can barely get out of bed without my pain medication, pissed off all the time, chronic gut dysfunction, IBS, you name it. I just wasn't a very pleasant person to be around with, barely smiled, thought I was looking cool by having the cool Fonzie face, but now knowing what I know, pretty hard to smile when you're in pain, right? There's so many people there out in pain. So like I said, 12, 13 years ago, heading on to 13 now, I was started healing myself, and I was in California. And, when we always start, it's always like, hey, how can I help you? My vision back in the day was I wanted to inspire people to help each person one-on-one on a personal basis. And, that worked well in California until, guess what? COVID hit. Shit hit the fan. Excuse my language, but that is the best way I can describe it. And people are afraid to be one-on-one. Everything turned to Zoom. Everything turned to online. Well, a lot of you know why we left California. We literally fled California to move to Texas. And when me and Minna came to Texas, we figured, well, since everything's gone online now, how can we help more people, right? And that's where we started Chronically Healthy Life. We did our own TV show, interviewing specialists around the world in holistic medicine, in ways to build your relationship, build your mindset, build your wealth, right? Because in our life, in our minds, Chronically Healthy Life is a balance of all these things, right? And last year, we wanted to even dive deeper into that. We realized that we alone cannot change the world, right? So we worked with 12 other coaches, and guess what? We started the Chronic Health Collective. And this is one of my personal, mission and vision is to touch as many people around the world, not just in California, not in Texas, not in Canada, where, my family and friends are, but around the world, right? And it doesn't have to be coming from me or Minna. It's coming from other specialists in all different fields that can help you live a chronic healthy life. And that's what the Chronic Health Collective is all about. And, we're so excited that we're going to have our first Chronic Health Collective Masterclass coming up this Friday. If you haven't signed up yet, I have all these social media shares. I already give you sneak peeks of some of the amazing guests we are interviewing there. But of course, all of us Chronic Health Collective coaches is going to deliver you a half-an-hour masterclass. Specialists in what we do on how we can uplift all areas of your life, be it your relationship, be it your health, be it your energy, be it your spiritual health, be it how to make $10,000 in 10 days. That's how we're kicking it off with Candace McKim, which is really powerful, by the way. Like I said, you guys can't miss the first one. I think we should all watch that one. But one of the things that, I really want to stress is there's a movement going on, right? There's a movement to improve your life. Like a lot of people, they stay where they are and they say, life sucks, my relationship sucks, my health sucks, I'm not making the money I want to make, right? Well, that's a negative mindset. The more you concentrate on, the worse it's going to be it your health, your wealth, your relationships. your relationship with your kids, with your family, with your wife. All is going to go to shit if that's all you think. It's going to only get worse. Guess what? This event's going to help you make it better. But on top of that, like I said, my vision and mission is to help people around the world. So not only am I going to be on the Chronic Health Collective, I'm also going to be on Life on Track Coaching Roundtable. And that's coming up in 2 weeks' time. So back to back, you're going to see more of me. But really, it's about working with other people to have a similar vision to help others, right? It's really about how we can share our experiences, what worked for us and what didn't, more importantly. So you don't have to relearn how to invent the wheel. So many people say, I can figure it out myself. Well, let me ask you this. How's that working for you? Figuring it out yourself. A lot of us, when we do that first mistake, what do? We quit because it's hard, right? It's really hard. And I tell you, I suffered hard for 15 years with pain and suffering, following the people that I thought was going to help me. Guess what? There is a better way. Follow the people that resonates with you. If you have a bad relationship, find a coach that is a relationship coach. If you have a person that wants you to help, broaden your mindset, how to manifest, how to manifest your mind for better health, find a manifestation coach, right? Find a business coach, find a life coach, right? We all need to be guided one way or another. It's like schools have changed a lot, but, growing up, I remember my favorite teachers that have inspired me. And there's only a few that really sticks out. My grade 4 teacher, Mrs. Joe, and my grade 7 teacher, Mr. Singh. Everyone else, I got to say Mr. Carter too, my math teacher in grade 12, because he caught me and Minna kissing in the hallway and we didn't get in trouble. But those are the 3 people that have inspired my life to make changes, right? So this is what we want to do, is inspire yours. So let me ask you this. So many of us are embracing AI, right? And for most people that's not living, in a cave, AI is artificial intelligence. Right? Everyone's talking, wow, how do I improve my business? How do I improve my health? How do I get more social media engagement with AI? And don't get me wrong, I love AI. I use AI myself for a lot of the stuff that I put out. But are you tapping into your II, right? And I think II is so important because II is your innate intelligence, right? And your innate intelligence is your own body's innate way of improving everything in your life, right? It can improve your relationships. It can improve how you think about your business, how you do social media, how you promote yourself. But more importantly, your innate intelligence is always seeing what's going on, going into your mind, your body, on how your body is feeling at that current time, right? And there's so many of us not tapping into this innate intelligence. We're not listening to the body, right? All we're doing is you're going onto all these social media feeds and you're listening, well, you need this supplement, you need to do this exercise. Well, are you listening to your innate intelligence? What's it telling you, right? Is those things helping or not helping? So many people, I was introduced to Lifeway 2.5 years ago. And it's something that's really changed my life, but more so changed a lot of people's lives. And for the people that sticks with it, they say, oh my God, we're seeing amazing, unbelievable things that science and medical doctors can't figure out why that happened, right? But then I also get the people that try it for 30 days, maybe 60 days and said, I don't feel difference, right? Well, let me ask you this. When you're taking all those supplements that you're spending hundreds of dollars on a month, are you feeling a difference, right? And then once again, all those supplements, if your body is lacking, it's going to help you. But if your body's not lacking, too much of a good thing can also be a bad thing, right? So you have to be careful what you put in your body. You have to realize your body has this innate intelligence that you can tap into. And I love the Lifeway patches. We talk about it a lot. To be honest, I don't think I talk about it enough. for people to realize what it can do for your body. So for all the people out there, this is my push on the life wave. Of course, I believe in so many other things and detox, and I tell you, these patches can help you do a lot of things, and I don't want to get in trouble going on there saying it, because we don't claim to cure or, cure any diseases. But I tell you, the things that we're seeing with these patches, when you stick with them, is totally amazing. Let me ask you this, for all of you that's getting higher blood sugar, right? That's actually going to a doctor and getting your blood labs like you do. As a functional nutritionist, I analyze the blood labs, and a lot of people think, well, my doctor said everything's okay. When I look at it, I see red flags everywhere, and your doctor says it's okay. You got to wonder, are they helping you, or are they trying to keep you on drugs? Just saying. But anyways, with the LifeWave patches, we're seeing amazing results. You got to be able to measure at a cellular level what's going on. So like I said, when you get diabetes, your blood sugar is going up. Do you feel your blood sugar going up? It went up over years, right? It didn't just go up over 30 days, or over 60 days. When you have kidney dysfunction, how long did that take? It took years, right? Same thing, when you wear down your joints, years. It doesn't, unless you get in a car accident like I did and just get things torn right out of you. But most of the time, it takes years, or at least long months, before there's damage to your body. So what I say is, when it comes to II, regardless what it is, you need to give it time for your body to reboot, assess, and then take in the information. And the beauty of the LifeWave patches, unlike supplements, they're non-transdermal, no drugs going in. Look at this, I'm out in the sun. That's how it works. It's working on light energy, light frequency, right? Not I'm out here getting vitamin D. I'm wearing my LifeWave patches, the X39 specifically, that boosts up your GHKCU. Look up what GHKCU does. Boosts copper peptides. That can boost stem cells. That's all I'm going to say, right? I don't want to get in trouble. But when GHKCU goes up, all sorts of miracles happen. But if your GHKCU is extremely low, it's going to take a little while to kickstart, right? I just want to finish with an analogy that was taught by one of my mentors a long time ago. It's like pumping a water well. When the well is empty, you need to pump a freakishly long time before the water comes out of the well, right? You have to pump hard, you take a rest. But once you take a rest, it drops back down. The water drops back down, right? Because there's no pressure in the pump. But once you keep pumping, slowly, every day, maybe every week, and when it comes to our body, maybe a few months. But once you get that momentum, oh my God, you got water in the well all the time. That's how your body works, right? It is a little bit about time, momentum, but the compound effect. So once again, but more importantly, like I said, I wanted to share what me and Minna's mission is. We want to change the world. We want to change the health of everyone that we touch, right? So join us on this Chronic Health Collective Masterclass taking place on the 19th and 20th and the 26th and 27th. There was just so much content, we couldn't fit it over 2 days. It was over 2 weekends. And then, of course, make sure you join me on the 27th and 28th on the Life on Track roundtable discussion, right? This is going to be so epic. I guarantee you, you have so many takeaways. Grab your pen and paper or your computer. If you're a little bit more modern than me, I'm still very old school with pen and paper. Start taking notes on how you can improve your life in all aspects of your life. Moving on to a new year. We're in September, people. 2026 is around the corner. Anyways, goodbye now, and I hope everyone's having a wonderful day.